In this session, we're going to be looking at the installation of Windows 10. The first thing you want to do is to download the Windows 10 operating system from the Microsoft site. Microsoft allows you to download a free copy of Windows 10. You can install that copy without putting in a license. After the installation, you can then go and activate that license. You can actually pay for a Windows 10 license, but at installation, you don't need to have the license key to install the software. If you will be installing that software using a DVD media, one of the things that you really need to make sure is that your system, the system that you're installing the operating system on, is set to boot from the DVD drive. To do that, you're going to need to enter the BIOS of your computer or the firmware, and you have to set the first boot to your DVD drive. Once you have done that, then you're ready to go. You insert the DVD with the ISO image that you downloaded into your DVD drive, and you can restart your computer. Once that drive sees your image, you will get a message on the screen, and the message will say, press any key to boot from CD or DVD. And you can press any key on your keyboard to boot from CD or DVD. Once all the installation files have been copied to your system, the very first screen that you will see is the Windows setup screen. On this screen, you will need to enter the language to install, the time and the currency format, and your keyboard or input method. We're going to accept the defaults that we see here and click Next. At this point, we're going to click Install Now. And your setup is starting. And you see that your computer will restart many times during the installation, and you just have to wait for the files to install. At this point, we want to click I accept the license terms and click Next. And you have two installations here, and you have to decide what type of installation you want. Now, if you are installing the operating system on a new computer where you've never had an operating system, you don't want to click Upgrade. You want to click Install, which is the custom install. If you have a previous operating system and you're upgrading from that system, for example, to Windows 10, then it's when you want to click on Upgrade. The first option, the Upgrade option, is going to allow you to keep your files, your settings, and your applications. If you already have an operating system on your computer and you click Custom, then you're not going to get to keep your file settings and applications because your new installation will override the old installation. So be careful which one you want. In our lab, for our purposes, we want a custom install, so we're going to click on Custom Install. At this screen, we want to accept the default drive here, but if you wanted to, you can click New and you could create new drive space. This is a screen where you might want to load drivers if you need any drivers. If you need to delete a partition, you can delete. If you need to format a partition or extend, you can do it here. For all purposes, you're going to go ahead and click Next. And we can see that the files are being copied. And you can see them as they go through, and you have to wait until the process is completed. And you can actually see the percentage by each one of them, installing features, installing updates, and finishing up. When it gets to the bottom, it will show you that it's finished. So just be patient and wait for the installation to go through. As I said before, when the installation is occurring, you will see that your system will restart many different times. You might see the screen going black. Don't turn it off. Just leave it. Let it complete. If you are doing an installation in a server environment, you don't want to do an installation on each computer, especially if you have lots of computers in your environment. And that's where you have tools like Windows deployment services on your Windows Server computer that will allow you to simultaneously deploy images on the computers within your environment. You can also create an answer file, which is a file that has all of the settings that you will see that you have to do if you're doing a single computer. You can actually put that in a script, and you can install that script into a Windows deployment share, so that when the images of the operating systems are being deployed to computers, you don't have to interact with the computer. At this point, we're just going to pause, and I'll come back to you when the files have completed copying. You can see that the files have been copied and that the computer is restarting. During the restart, if you see a message on your screen, press the any key to boot. We don't want to press that key. We just want to leave it because we don't want to start over the whole process. After you press that key the first time, don't press it again. The computer is getting ready. And especially for the first time, it will take a little longer to start up. So you just have to be patient and wait for the Windows 10 screen to do its thing. At this screen, we want to use Express Settings. So let's click on Express Settings. System is asking us to wait just a moment. System is restarting again. At this screen, we need to create an account for the computer. And the first thing that we want to say is who is going to use this computer. So we have to type in a username. The username that we're going to type is local admin, LOCAL, capital ADMIN. And for the password, we're going to enter capital PA 55W dot RD. We're going to re-enter the password a second time as PA55W dot RD. And for the password hint, we're going to type standard password. And we want to click next. You can see on the screen, this wouldn't take long, setting up your apps. When you're doing your installation, be prepared to wait it out. It wouldn't take 5 minutes. As you can see, we're doing a live installation here. But the good thing is, at the server level, you can complete your image and send the images to the computers, walk away, and come back when those images have completed downloading. Here we're ready to go, and we have our Windows 10 installation up and ready to go. Now that we have the Windows 10 installation up, I think let us go and look again at the licensing bit, the activation bit for this Windows. Remember that if you're in the corporate environment, you want to make or get access to volume licensing for your company, and you can do that at the Microsoft website. You just need to click on the link, and the process of signing up for volume license, very plain. They'll explain to you everything that you need to do to access volume licensing. Right now, we're going to go to the File Explorer icon in the taskbar here. And we're going to open it up by double clicking on it. And I want to right click on this PC. So right click on this PC. I'm going to click on Properties. And again, during the planning stage, we actually look at the properties of the system, where we saw the processor and the memory and the type of system. We want to come down right to the bottom right hand corner where it says to activate Windows. Remember, to install Windows 10, you did not need a license key. You can license this product after you have installed it. So you want to go to click on Activate Windows. And here in the activation section, what you just need to do is to click on Product Key. And you will see here that you have your box for your product key. And if you have your volume license or not other license, you can simply enter that information in the product key box and press the enter key, and your product will be activated. We're going to cancel the screen and come out of activation. Remember also, if you have a Windows Home Edition, You can change that to Windows Home Edition to Windows 10 Pro. There is a free key online, and you can go on Google for free Windows key that will upgrade you from Windows Home to Windows 10 Pro. Once you put that key in, you go the same route that we did. Click on change the product key here. You put in the key that will upgrade you to Windows 10, and your computer will be upgraded to Windows 10 Pro. However, after the upgrade, you need to come back again, click on activate product, change the product key, and then put in the key that we have gotten from Microsoft for the Windows 10 activation. Also, remember here on the left hand side, let's look at some of these settings. We can go into Device Manager, which shows you all the devices that you have running in your system. You have your disk drives, you have your monitors, your network adapters, and this view allows you to install drivers and to see the different devices that you have. You can also come to advanced system settings here. And some of these things we will do, most of these things we will do in the server. Here you come to computer name, and you can click change and change the name of your computer. Let's go ahead and click change. And here you would have your computer's name. You could change that computer's name. Right now, your computer is a part of a work group. If you are joining the computer to the domain, if you have your domain set up, all you need to do is to click on domain and type the name of your domain. And that's it. Very simple to do. But a lot of these features that we're looking at here now, we're going to be looking on the server side. Because remember, I said at the very beginning in the very first module lesson where we looked at planning for Windows 10, that we're going to be doing some of the same tasks, but only in a centralized manner, meaning that we're going to be doing the same thing, but for many computers. So you're going to see us creating group policies that will affect more than one computer at the same time. Now that we have the Windows installation on, we're going to move on to our next module. Thank you for listening. This is the end of this session.